Okay, here's our third lesson looking at the causes of climate change this time round, and we're going to be evaluating the varying causes of climate change. At GCSE, what you will have discovered is that there are a number of different causes. Now, the main aim of this is to actually develop these in more depth and ensure that you've got the specificity to be able to develop answers to questions. There are a number of exam-style questions which go with this, and it's basically testing your ability to recall the knowledge in relation. So, there are 5 key causes or drivers of climate change. Some of them will cause temperatures to go up, some of them will cause temperatures to go down, and some of them vary. The 5 are astronomical forcing, solar output, volcanic and cosmic causes, atmospheric forcing, and global dimming. They vary in their impacts which they have, but they all have significance at various different points in time. The biggest and probably most significant is astronomical forcing. It's named after a concept by somebody called Milankovitch, and they're called Milankovitch cycles, and he put together evidence that the Earth's temperature varies due to a variety of different issues. Number one, he said the orbit of the Earth actually varies roughly every 100,000 years, and we can link this to the ice ages. And what it occurs is you have more consistency in climate when you have a more circular orbit compared to the elliptical orbit. We also have 2 other events occurring as well. One of these is the fact that the Earth axis varies between 21.5 degrees and 24.5 degrees, and you will be expected to know this specific detail. And that causes levels and length of seasons to change. And then you've got the Earth's axis wobbling as well, and that causes changes to the points which are closest to the Sun, and therefore the efficiency of the Sun's energy which is occurring. And these 3 combine together to create a key driver of climate change, which is astronomical forcing. Make sure you pause this, read the information in your textbook, and explore this information further. Our second issue is solar output. Okay, solar output is basically the concept that the Sun emits different levels of energy at different points in time. You can see on this image that you've got a solar flare, but this actually attributes to one key event. We mentioned the Little Ice Age earlier and the medieval warm period, and this can be attributed to sunspots, and there is a cycle of sunspots every 11 years. And when these don't occur, we get either periods of intense cold or intense warmness, depending on the extremes of the solar output. So be aware of that. Okay. You also need to be aware of the concept of feedback. Now, where you have issues around levels of ice, you get different types of feedback. Positive feedback relates to the albedo effect, and where you have increased levels of ice, you get more reflection, and that actually increases cooling as well. These can be linked to both solar output and Milankovitch cycles. Now, our third example is volcanic and cosmic causes. There are 2 major theories on this. One is volcanic eruptions cause temperatures to cool due to the amount of materials which are put into the atmosphere blocking out sunlight. This can be linked to evidence of this is Mount Pinatubo in '91, which caused the Earth's temperatures to drop by around ½ degree. But a major asteroid collision would have the same effect. And one of the things which can be attributed to potentially the dinosaurs being wiped out is either one of these 2 events occurring, and that caused the Earth's temperatures to cool significantly, changing the ecosystems on the planet. Again, you need to pause this and read the information in the textbook, and then develop your notes on this. Now, this is the most common cause to date, and that's atmospheric forcing. This is the common greenhouse effect. You must remember that the greenhouse effect is a natural process, but the increasing levels of carbon dioxide is causing this to intensify. And there is a concern that we're going to reach a tipping point, which will mean that the Earth's climate will continue to heat up further and further. And our final issue is global dimming. This is something which is being explored at the moment, and it's a relatively new concept. But the concept of it is that the atmospheric pollution which is occurring is actually leading to the dimming of the atmosphere, much like volcanic processes, and then this is causing the Earth to actually, the sun's rays to be blocked, and then the Earth to be cooling down. This is very much a hypothetical period at the a hypothetical theory at the moment, but there is beginning to be some evidence for this. So what I want you to do is, having watched the video, you need to create notes. I've suggested an annotated mind map to explain the different causes of climate change. We're going to explore this further in our first lesson back after half term. Okay.